At the beginning of the film, a sonogram of twin fetuses is shown, initially appearing completely normal. However, suddenly, one of the fetuses becomes extremely aggressive, something abnormal and quite terrifying. 17 years later, the story focuses on a beautiful girl named Maria, the only child of a wealthy family. However, Maria's relationship with her parents feels distant and rigid. They are too busy with work and seem indifferent to her. At school, Maria also faces difficulties. She is often bullied by a student named Mark, who for some reason constantly mocks her and considers her the weirdest girl in school. That night during dinner, Maria's mother asks her to attend the upcoming prom. Her mother hopes that Maria can socialize more with her peers. However, instead of responding positively, Maria becomes upset, angry, and even yells at her mother before storming away from the dinner table. In her room, still in tears, Maria accidentally finds an ultrasound photo tucked behind the mirror's edge. The image reveals two fetuses, uncovering the fact that Maria actually had a twin sister. In the bathroom, right above the sink, Maria is startled when her own reflection in the mirror starts moving strangely. The terrifying incident makes her want to tell her father about it. However, she changes her mind when her father merely comments that she looks pale due to lack of sleep. The next day, while brushing her hair and putting on makeup, Maria experiences another horrifying moment. Her reflection in the mirror moves differently, as if staring at her multiple times without following her actual movements. Despite all the strange occurrences, Maria does have a best friend named Lily, and secretly has a crush on Lily's boyfriend, a popular student named Sean. At school, while walking down the hallway, Maria is suddenly confronted by Mark, who then pushes her to the floor. The incident draws laughter from other students. Sean, who witnesses it, immediately helps Maria up. A fight almost breaks out between Sean and Mark, but one of the students steps in to break it up. That night, Maria faintly hears someone calling her name. The voice comes from the direction of the bathroom. Curious about it, Maria slowly steps into the bathroom and sees a girl who looks just like her standing in front of the mirror. The girl, who has no intention of scaring Maria, introduces herself as Aram. She tells Maria that she will help her solve all her problems. Of course, this shocks Maria, but at the same time, she feels happy. Even more surprising, Maria's behavior changes after meeting Aram, leaving her parents stunned, as their daughter now seems completely different from before. One day, Maria visits her father at work. There it is revealed that he is a plastic surgeon. Afterward, he takes Maria to see a movie. While at the theater, Maria accidentally spots Mark, who happens to be there with his girlfriend. As they are leaving, Maria unintentionally bumps into Mark. However, instead of apologizing, Mark continues to intimidate her, even though Maria's father is right there. Seeing this, her father simply dismisses it as a trivial matter between teenagers and chooses to remain silent, not taking it seriously. Feeling frustrated and exhausted, Maria returns to her bathroom mirror to meet Aram. She pours out all her troubles, deepening their bond. However, as Maria is talking to Aram in front of the mirror, her mother suddenly catches her. Seeing Maria speaking to herself, her mother begins to suspect that she might be using drugs. She later shares her concerns with her husband. However, instead of listening to his wife's worries, he simply gives Maria a sedative. One day, Maria and Lily go skating together. However, since Maria has no skating skills at all, she keeps falling repeatedly. She asks Lily for help, but unexpectedly, Lily acts cold and leaves Maria behind, even as Maria keeps calling out for her. Lily's drastic change in attitude deeply hurts Maria. With no one else to confide in, she once again turns to Aram. Upon learning what happened, Aram becomes furious at how Lily treated Maria. Aram then offers to switch places with Maria. She promises to take care of everything and help Maria get revenge for all the pain she has endured at school. To do this, they press their palms against the mirror, and Aram instructs Maria to kiss it. However, before Maria can do so, her mother suddenly knocks on the bathroom door and tells her to come out. She then gives Maria a beautiful tiara, wishing her a wonderful time at the school prom. Coincidentally, this year's prom theme is ice skating. Maria struggles to keep her balance and refuses to let go of the railing for fear of falling. But suddenly Sean appears, takes her hand, and begins teaching her how to glide. Maria gets lost in the moment and feels incredibly comfortable in the embrace of the boy she has secretly admired all this time. While dancing, Maria notices Lily looking jealous. Suddenly, Maria loses her balance and nearly falls. Sean quickly tries to help her, but Lily swiftly stops him. Out of nowhere, Mark appears and extends his hand toward Maria. At first, Maria thinks that Mark is genuinely trying to help her. However, she is completely mistaken. Instead of assisting her, Mark drags Maria across the ice, making her struggle even more. Everyone watching bursts into laughter, leaving Maria feeling deeply humiliated and heartbroken. When she gets home, she calls out to Aram in front of the mirror, crying and begging her to appear. Feeling helpless and out of options, Maria desperately hopes that Aram will switch places with her. Moments later, Aram appears. She can feel Maria's pain and anger. Without hesitation, they place their palms against the mirror and kiss their reflections. Maria is now trapped inside the mirror, while Aram has taken her place in the real world. The next morning, Maria's mother asks her about the prom. Maria, who is now Aram, confidently says that everything went great. Unlike before, she now appears bold and self-assured. As usual, Mark tries to humiliate Maria in front of the entire school by calling her the Ice Queen. However, he has no idea that this Maria is not the weak girl he once bullied. As she is about to enter the classroom, Sean approaches Maria, casually checking on her and returning the tiara she left at the ice rink the night before. Shortly after, Lily arrives and apologizes for what happened at prom. Maria accepts her apology and even asks Lily to teach her how to ice skate again. After school, Maria visits her father's workplace. She gazes at him meaningfully, then kisses his cheek and tells him how much she has missed him. Her father is taken aback, surprised by how suddenly affectionate Maria has become. At the school's ice skating rink, Mark, still holding a grudge, plans to get back at Maria. He secretly follows her into the girls' locker room, thinking she's taking a shower and preparing to confront her. However, Maria suddenly attacks him, giving him a taste of his own medicine for all the torment he has caused her. A few days later, Maria and Lily meet at an outdoor ice skating rink. Lily plans to teach Maria like before, but to her shock, Maria is already incredibly skilled. Lily begins showing off her best moves, but unexpectedly, Maria flawlessly mirrors every one of them. Suddenly, Maria glares at Lily with an icy stare, then starts chasing her. Terrified, Lily runs frantically across the ice until she loses her balance. She falls hard, hitting her head against the wall. Lily dies instantly. Maria pretends to cry and quickly calls her mother. In a panicked voice, she claims that Lily had an accident while ice skating with her. That night, Maria goes to Sean's house. Sean is devastated by his girlfriend's sudden and tragic death. Unbeknownst to him, the person standing before him is no longer the Maria he once knew. Instead of mourning, Maria seduces Sean. At first, Sean tries to resist, but he eventually gives in, and they surrender to a night of passion. The next day, Maria convinces Sean to skip school and come over to her house. She tells her mother that they'll be working on a group project and insists that her mother should just rest. Unable to argue, her mother simply watches as they head to Maria's room. Just like before, they indulge in their desires once again. One day, Maria notices the police arriving at her school. Realizing the situation, she quickly persuades Sean to ditch class again. Sean initially refuses, saying he has a physics exam, but Maria's touch weakens his resolve, and he gives in. They escape to a motel. Just as they enter the room, Sean receives a call from his mother. She immediately asks if he is with Maria because the police are currently searching for her. Sean tries to lie, claiming that he is not with Maria. After ending the call, Sean urges Maria to go meet the police, insisting that they should help provide information. However, Maria refuses aggressively. Her odd behavior and indifference toward Lily's death make Sean suspicious. Instinctively, he pushes Maria, causing her to fall to the floor. No longer caring about Maria, Sean rushes to leave. But suddenly, Maria goes into a frenzy. She grabs a bottle and strikes the back of Sean's head with brutal force. Instantly, Sean collapses onto the floor, lifeless and drenched in blood. Meanwhile, Maria, trapped inside the mirror, watches in horror at what Aram has done to all of her friends. She never imagined things would turn out so terrifyingly. At the same time, Maria's mother has a dream about the past. The dream takes us back to her childbirth. the moment she gave birth to twin babies, Maria and Aram. However, Aram was born imperfect, physically deformed. Maria's father, unwilling to face social ridicule, cruelly decided to discard and bury Aram. Although the mother initially resisted and couldn't accept losing one of her babies, she ultimately had no choice but to submit to her husband's decision. In another scene, Maria, who is actually Aram, visits her father. Pretending to be drunk, she casually removes all her clothes in front of him. Shocked, her father orders her to put her clothes back on. However, Maria doesn't listen. Instead, she steps closer and asks, "Am I beautiful? Would you still love me if I wasn't perfect?" Her father becomes uneasy at the strange question. Suddenly, Maria swiftly slashes his throat with a knife. In a sorrowful voice, she whispers, "Why couldn't you love me as I am?" Within moments, her father bleeds out and dies. Aram then tries calling out to the real Maria inside the mirror, but there is no response. Frustrated and desperate, Maria ultimately shatters the mirror. Afterward, Maria approaches her mother and lies in her warm embrace. In the final scene, the mother is seen lying in bed holding two twin figures, one on each side of her. What do you think about this movie? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for daily updates. See you in the next video.